So my friend Brenda told me that she was on the phone with her little sister in Iraq one time, and she heard loud gunshots and loud screams in the background. All of a sudden, the call just ended. Now that's terrifying, right? So I want y'all to listen to this speech because we have to realize how good we have it over here in America versus what they have in Iraq right now. So I'm going to teach y'all about the war in Iraq. There's three important things that you need to know. So first I'm going to teach y'all when the war started. Then I'm going to teach y'all about what is happening right now in Iraq, which is the war. And thirdly, lastly, I'm going to explain to y'all the outcomes, the results, and the consequences from the war. So first let's start with how the war started. So the war started when George Bush, in 2003, he assumed that Saddam Hussein had like extremely dangerous weapons hidden somewhere in Iraq. So he didn't like it. He figured that Saddam Hussein was a threat. So he sent his troops over there to Iraq to capture him. And although he didn't even find the weapons, they still imprisoned him, which left Iraq without a leader. So this gave everybody in Iraq the opportunity to conquer. So everybody in Iraq is going wild, and they assume that since they don't have a leader, they can do whatever they want to do, and they try to take his position. So after this happened, the Iraq split it into three different Muslim groups: the Kurds, the Shiites, and the Sunnis. Now the Sunnis and the Kurds, they believe in extreme violence. Like, they're dangerous. All they want to do is kill and destruct. But the Shiites, that's actually the Iraqi government, and they just want to get their country back. They just want the country to be what the country has been all along, just peaceful and like good people, good Muslims, because that's what Muslims are. So George Bush, before he got out of the chair, he wanted the troops to come out of Iraq. He wanted to end the war, but it was too late. He got out of the chair, so he wasn't the president anymore. So around this time in 2010, Barack Obama, he honored George Bush's agreement, and he agreed to get all the troops out of Iraq in 2010. But after this, a lot of bad things started happening. The Iraqi government wasn't ready for the United States to leave Iraq, because they knew without them they'll be like powerless, they'll be weak. So this is when the war began. So now I'm gonna tell y'all about what's happening in Iraq right now. So right now, basically, there's a war between ISIS and Iraq over a city called Mosul. So Mosul is so important because it's the last of the largest city to conquer in Iraq. And ISIS knows if they don't conquer the city, that they'll be powerless and they'll be defeated. They'll look weak. And they want to take over the whole entire country, so they want to start with taking over Mosul first. So once they realize they can take over Mosul, then they can start to do whatever they want to do. So an author for the CQ research database named Lita Hartman, she proved on August 7, 2012, she proved that, I'm going to take out the name of the article. The name of the article is Islam Sectarianism, right? And she proved that ISIS is a caliphate, which means that their Muslim leader has authority over all Muslims. So when she proved this, then ISIS knew this, and they knew that they could like take this publicity to their advantage. So when they heard of this, and this is when ISIS started, like the leaders of ISIS, they started to make themselves like known. But the one main leader, his name is Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. There's a picture of him here. This leader was so threatful and so powerful that he made ISIS do whatever he wanted them to do. So now we're going to talk about the outcomes and the results of the war in Iraq. So over 500,000 people have died because of this war so far in Iraq. And ISIS, they lure people to do whatever they want to do by like bribing them with money or like freedom. And that gives the people, the citizens of Iraq, like the mentality to do whatever ISIS wants them to do, because in return they'll get like freedom or they'll get goods. So what ISIS is making people do is like kill themselves, like suicide bombs. That's what you see on the news sometimes. They'll have little kids strapped up with suicide bombs, go into the mall or something like that, and like just basically kill themselves and everybody else. So when they do this, this creates an issue. It also gives them a bad name. So that's why the Iraqi government wanted the U.S. to help them out, because they were just starting to get too powerful. So an author for the Scholastic Action named Andy Weir, he made an article called "The Truth About ISIS" on September 1st, 2012, and he proved that ISIS has been involved in over 90 terrorist attacks throughout the whole world, which is a lot. And also, an author named Reed Karam, he made an article called "Defeating the Islamic State," or in other words, ISIS, and he proved that the United States has over 3,700 personnel right now in Iraq, helping them to end the war. So I just told you about the war that's happening in Iraq. There's a war between ISIS and Iraq that all started when George Bush sent troops to Iraq to help them take over the war, and then this war has been going on ever since then. It's going on right now. They're still in war between us and Mosul. Well, between us, Iraq, and Mosul to take over Iraq. I just hope my friend Ben's little sister is okay.